This video tutorial will cover tag notifiers and how to set up dynamic tags and views. To keep this as simple as possible, we will create a view that is dynamically populated with idle vehicles. This way, you can see what a tag notifier does and then adapt it to your situation. Before we can start, you need to install the tag notifier plugin by going into the Plugins tab in SiteAdmin. Change the repository URL to labsupdate.gpsgate.com and find the plugin in the Get More Plugins tab. After you have installed the plugin, go back to the tracker application. We will start by creating a tag that we will use as a notifier. Go to the admin menu and select Tags. Create a new tag and give it a name, like idle vehicle. You don't have to include any users in this tag, because we will create an event rule to populate the tag with users. Save your tag and go into the admin menu again and select Views. Create a new view and let's name it Idle Vehicles. Click Next and select the Idle Vehicle tag. This will make sure that every vehicle with the Idle Vehicle tag will show up in this view. Save the view and now we can create a new event rule that will assign the Idle Vehicle tag. Once again, go into the admin menu and select Event Rules and create a new rule. I will call this rule Show Idle Vehicles and leave the second step blank, so this rule will affect all users. I will leave this rule as always active. We will create a really simple expression that checks if the speed is equal to 0. But I don't want this to trigger right away, so I will change it to a delayed event. Let's assume that the vehicle is idle if it has not moved during the past 30 minutes. The last step is to create an end expression that will remove the idle tag from the user when he or she starts moving again. Click on Show Advanced Options and add another analog expression and select Speed. This should trigger if the speed is greater than 0. Click Next and now it's time to set up the notifier. Add a notification by selecting Tag Notifier in the drop-down list. When the event rule is on, we want to apply the Idle Vehicle tag. This will make sure that the vehicle will show up in the Idle Vehicles view that we created before. When the rule is off, we will set the tag to none. Click Next, and if you want, you can change the event presentation settings and add markers, etc. I will disable this because I want the vehicles to show up in the view with no extra alerts. Click Next and then save your event rule. Now let's see this in action. Here we can see all my vehicles, but after changing the view, we can only see the idle ones. At this moment, there is only one idle vehicle. If you wait for a moment, more vehicles will eventually become idle. There's another one, so now there are 2 of them. Hopefully, you can take what you have learned here and adapt it to your own specific needs. For example, you can set up dynamic views that displays available taxi cars, vehicle speeding, or drivers leaving their designated area.